Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. Welcome, guys. Happy Tuesday. I think we are one day removed, or one day ahead of Powell, FOMC tomorrow. Of course, we are expecting a rate cut, but until then, it looks like we're seeing a little bit of de-risking throughout the crypto market and, of course, equities as well. Before he steps on stage. And we'll talk about, obviously, what's likely to happen before Powell speaks and what's likely to happen after. But first, guys, a few things. First, I'm Tommy. You also know me as Snorlax. I am joined by Max, Louis T, and Louis Tuesday. I have to say that on Tuesdays. And, of course, Unbothered Chef Jackus. Welcome. Hope you all have had a great start to the week, right? I mean, it's been a bit of a, ETH is just kind of diddling around 4K. Bitcoin is once again in price discovery. And of course, altcoins are just kind of beholden to whatever ETH is going to do below 4K. But before we can talk about altcoins, before we can talk about majors, I know you know what I'm going to ask you, and that is to hit the like button. Please, guys, we would be ever appreciative if you could do that. Of course, you are a huge component in the growth of this channel throughout the years. So thank you guys for smashing the like button. We are going to continue to create banger content for you guys. And of course, that big juicy alpha, but we need you to hit the like button as well and do your parts so that we can continue to do that. But let's go ahead and talk markets, guys. I look across the board. It's kind of an interesting profile this morning. I mean, Bitcoin is seemingly once again kind of siphoning liquidity out of altcoins. ETH is still flirting with 4K, but can't quite seal the deal. You have strength from assets like BNB and Solana, meanwhile, that I do think are a very positive sign ahead of a day like tomorrow, where we are likely to get a rate cut. That will likely be a positive tailwind for something like IWM. I view Solana and BNB not quite the same as IWM, but really, when you think about it, they're not that far off. They're kind of barometers for these small caps, these meme coins, these on-chain assets. So I do think it's a positive sign that we're seeing some strength out of those assets, even if ETH is showing some relative weakness here this morning. Obviously, in the trenches of Solana, that's been a huge narrative over the last few days, the last 2 weeks, really. We've been seeing a lot of bleeding on Solana memes. Could this be the bottom? It would not be the first time that we've seen Solana as one of the assets that leads this market off the bottom. And of course, we talk about equities as well. We have a big event tomorrow. I feel like the outcome is pretty much priced in, but we always see a little bit of hedging pressure into these events. We'll see if it comes off after. I would say that's kind of the camp that I'm leaning in right now, though. But how are we doing, guys? I'd love to know how you're interpreting what we're seeing in the markets. I say it's a dip, right? We have some red across the board, and it's not even really a dip, right? Like ETH is down 0.5% on the day, and BNB and Solana are green. So I think it's just a little New York sessions shenanigans that we're seeing. Maybe some correlation weaknesses ahead of FOMC. But how are you guys interpreting everything?
Panic, guys! Sell everything. It's over. We are at 4K today.
That's it. Jack has summed it up. I mean, listen, guys, you would think that we just had Japan liquidating itself again based on the sentiment out there. I don't know. I'll be honest, days like today are emotionally taxing on me, not because I'm worried about the price, but because the amount of content and opinions that I inevitably absorb because of my day job, it's just a lot of noise, right? We have FOMC tomorrow. We're going to get a 25 basis point cut. We've been here before, guys. Typically, you get a fade move. You get a fade day or a fade impulse. If we pump into FOMC, it's used to trap bulls. If we dump into FOMC, it's typically used to trap bears. I think the markets, we know that we're going to get a 25 basis point cut tomorrow. It's basically a certainty. It's like 99% last time I checked. I think the market's really going to be looking forward to what happens later in Q1. Like, what are we going to get another cut in March? Are we not going to get another cut? I look at this market as overwhelmingly in a healthy state, but I recognize that pullback, seeing red across the board is not fun. And then there's this whole other camp of people where it's like Bitcoin was at 108K, this morning, and altcoins were red. And I'm like, guys, the recency bias that a lot of market participants are suffering from right now is crazy to me. They seem to have forgotten that Bitcoin will lead a pump, give altcoins the all clear, and then altcoins go on a crazy run to catch up. And we just saw that over the past, 30 days, right? Bitcoin ripped from like 65 to 90 and then started to vertically accumulate, slowly choppy. And then during that point in time, altcoins did a crazy catch up. And we can talk about all that. I can show you charts. We're going to do all that. It's going to be great. But everybody needs to take a deep breath. You would literally think that there was some catastrophe or like FTX scale liquidation based on like pre-FOMC price action. And, I see all these people coming out of the woodworks like, oh, like top is in. There's some like legacy trend line on Bitcoin. If you connect all the tops that like go back to, 2014 and like, quintuple top. And I'm just like, dude, like this is the problem with freedom of speech is like you are an idiot and you are able to just share your thoughts and you shouldn't be able to do that. It's like shouting fire in a movie theater. Like that's what you're doing right now. So I don't know, man. It's just we're gonna be so much higher in like 60 days, like so much higher that I just am completely unbothered. The only thing that I'm bothered by is just the waffling from people that just clearly are not even positioned in this market. That's the only thing that's bothering me is just the overwhelming amount of waffling. So I don't know. We have FOMC tomorrow. Like we probably rip after, like the market. I think the market's kind of setting up for something like that. You might get another little impulse down or something like that, but I don't know. I'm not seeing the doom setup that, browsing the timeline would suggest that is right on the horizon. So I don't know. Looks good to me.
Yeah. It's nice, Max, that you try to calm them down, but we all know it's never been so over as it is right now. That's just the reality.
What is your picture? Is that the he's like yeah, that guy.
That's the guy.
That's the
I need Z to clip that.
that's why I knew who it was, but I didn't want to make the noise because I'm actually on camera and I didn't want that clip to circulate, so I didn't do it.
You will do it by the end of the cycle, Max.
So it's Jackus, in your opinion, it's never been quite as over as it is right now, right? Because you can see that based on the 1 hour candle that we're printing, that the cycle's now over, right? Yeah. Okay.
Like, listen, if you truly zoom in, you will see a lot of red candles on ETH. But you need to really zoom in, like 1 minute time frame or something, and then it's but the reality of the sentiment is that we see BTC pumping, right? Like BTC nearly BTC touched $108,000 today, and people are freaking out. And the reason for that is simply that everyone just sold all of their BTC, all of their ETH, all of their XRP, all of their every high to mid cap, and everyone is just chasing the lowest out of lowest beta. And nothing wrong with that, but we know that usually each cycle it takes some time for the money to flow through that market cap down, all the way down. And so people see BTC that's moving up, they see ETH that's kind of moving up, although it's currently down 1% on the day, but it's trading at 4K, and they're just like, hey, it's never gonna go up again. Like they feel it. So that's the reason for the sentiment, of course. But usually all it takes is just you need to understand that if you buy the lowest beta, right, then you need to be able to experience the largest drawdowns, and you also need to have the largest patience, because usually they pump the last, not always, but usually. And that's simply like, if you want to get big reward, you are not just going to be given and handed it, right? Like, you at least need to show some resilience for it. You need to show that you've got big cojones, right? For it to appreciate of your portfolio. So
Jackus, let me help
that's how
you
it is.
let me help you with the English pronunciation of that. It's cojones.
Jones.
Cojones. You got big
That's
cojones.
true.
Yeah.
Cojones. I always say that in the wrong way, but I kind of like it this way now.
I like it your way too, actually. But
no, but it's true, as Max said, that's the right pronunciation. I'm just stupid Czech idiot who doesn't know other languages, but it is what it is. Anyways, listen, everyone who's on the lowest beta, guys, just chill, chill, close the portfolio until after Christmas. Like, this is literally what I said to one lady in my real life, that I literally told her to just do not look at the portfolio until February. So she unfortunately did look at it, and she was like in full euphoria how much money she had. I'm not even joking, but I told her, do not look at it, because it will just make you do the wrong decisions. Fortunately for her, I'm like in the management of that portfolio, so she's only calling me, which is super annoying. And it's like, oh my god, it's time to sell everything. Oh my god, I should have added more. We know how that goes. It's always the same story, trust me. So the best thing to do for people is just wait, because ETH is inevitably going to blast through 4K, and people just need to study being unbothered when they see that. So patience.
so it's over.
It's over.
So your cojones are small and it's over.
It's never been more over than it is right now.
Probably just play it safe.
It's even more over than previously thought possible.
You think it's more over than that? Stop. It's even more over than you think.
I think
what's that, copy pasta?
I think I have a meme for that. Let me try to find it. You guys can keep waffling. I'm gonna try to find this meme. Someone waffle. Tommy waffle. Tell us how high we're going.
I mean, it's I'd love to see us form a bottom here intraday at some point over the next like 12 to 24 hours before Powell. I really don't want to see any like further de-risking than that, just given that ETH is consolidating right around 4K. Because, if we did have a deeper pullback, then I think it's like Jack has said, just don't check your portfolio until like February. And the Santa Claus rally would probably be not as important if that were the case. And I got my Santa hat on. So I would love for the Christmas rally to take place. And I think there are a lot of altcoins that would do particularly well in a Santa Claus rally. I mean, they're also teasing some pretty significant high time frame breakouts. ETH and BNB really are at contextually very significant levels right now. We'd really like to see them punch through.
Imagine, Tommy, the guy with 100x leverage on ETH with liquidation just 1% below the current price, betting on the big breakout, listening us to close his portfolio and do not look at it until after Christmas.
He might get cooked. But
so Tommy, you're a Christmas enjoyer, and you think
as of right now, I am a Christmas enjoyer. Yes, I mean, I think if ETH were to like pull back below, the weekend lows, for example, because I really like the structure that ETH is building up right now. within this uptrend. If we were to lose the weekend lows, then I'd probably be less on board for the Christmas rally and just recalibrate for 2025. But I mean, it's an inevitability, I think, rather than it's just like kind of if you are trading or if you're invested, there's nothing really to do. If you're trading, just don't get yourself liquidated before 2025.
So everyone's getting liquid.
So Tommy, you're talking about, so like for one, I view this as like we're kind of breaking out here of this little normie diagonal, but the level that you're watching pretty intently is going to be what, the Monday low, or even are you talking about like these weekend lows over here, like this level?
Yes, those weekend lows. I think if you lose those, then you could come back into like 3650, 3700. It's a deeper pullback, and it just takes time, right? Like I think that's the biggest thing is time. You have this structure that's just building all these higher lows into 4K. You really want it to punch through, or else, you're just going to have to do the exact same thing again. It depends on Bitcoin. I think like 105K, 104.7 is a pretty big level on the volume profile. So as long as you are above that, I would not be expecting a deeper pullback.
I mean, we can easily observe this right here and just, I mean, there's just nothing to be concerned about at this point, like you've got this level, you've also got a nice little order block right here. Like what's everyone so nervous about? There's no reason to be afraid.
Well, I mean, if you're trading,
what does Nomad always say? There's no need to be upset.
There's no need to be upset.
So true. There's no need to be upset. It's even more over than was previously thought possible. Dude, look at Bitcoin right here. Look at Bitcoin at 106, almost 107K. It's over, man. It's just wild, man.
It was fun.
People are not owning Bitcoin and they're watching it pump, but then they check their portfolio and they're like, what is going on? My broker, what is going on? You told me number go up, but number not going up.
I'm getting a call right now, guys. It's the unknown caller says it might be margin. Am I in trouble?
Margin's calling. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the emotion stuff comes with people investing in stuff they don't understand the risks with, whether it's leverage or micro cap meme coins.
What's the difference?
Yeah, it's exactly. It's the same thing. Other than, I mean, you can't get liquidated on a meme coin, but it could go to zero. So basically the same thing. But yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. Honestly, it's like risk works both ways, right? You have a risk and reward. So you're looking at stuff to invest in. You say, well, if I use X amount of leverage, I can make X amount of dollars, but they don't calculate, okay, I could also permanently lose this amount of money. Same thing with the low cap memes. It's like, oh, I could buy this $1 million market cap meme coin, and if it goes to 10 or 100 million, I'll 10 or 100x my money. But they don't think about, well, what if it goes back to 100K market cap and you lose 90% of your value, which a lot of these things do. And especially without a trending market, the meme coins are great. Others will pop off here and there. But if you don't have a trending market behind you with all altcoins, receiving liquidity from the market, it's like you're rolling the dice, right? You might as well go on DraftKings and just play some bets, right? So I think that's where a lot of the emotion comes from. But I'm definitely, it's definitely frustrating, right? Because we come on here and we do our calls and we try to put out as much information as possible, and people just continue do the same things over and over again. So it is what it is. What are you going to do?
This is a prime example of what people fail to understand time and time again. You have Bitcoin up top, you have others down below. And if you can't see this and it's very clearly highlighted, then I can't help you. Look at the dynamics that play time and time and time again. Bitcoin pumps, altcoins lag. Altcoins pump, Bitcoin chops and reaccumulates. That's what's happening again right now. You should be cheering for Bitcoin. 100%. You should be ignoring your altcoins and just rooting for Bitcoin to gap up. It's that simple.
The truth has been spoken.
And by what I meant to say is that it's over. That was what I was trying to say. Maybe I didn't convey that.
It's over. Game over. What time is the rate cut decision tomorrow?
It's like midday.
Midday.
What's IWM doing? Because I know we're getting a nice move out of GME, the stock, which we've kind of talked about is somewhat symbolic of the IWM put as well. But really, I think you kind of have, it's less the IWM and I think more so like these thematic small caps on any given quarter or like 3 to 6 month basis that kind of like benchmark how the best small caps are performing, which makes a lot of sense because that's really what altcoins do, or at least that's what they've done for the last like year and a half. But I think GME really does look great. It's breaking out potentially here this week, which could be a signal for maybe not the end of the year, but at the very least it should be 2025.
Yeah, I think. I mean, IWM's obviously selling off today, but like I said, I mentioned on this morning's Discord call, but I think that's likely a local trap, right? Because I can't think of anything more bullish for low cap stocks than a rate cut. So the fact that we're 99% likely to get that rate cut and the fact that we're selling into that feels like a trap to me, right? This feels like they are just manipulating the last bit of liquidity that they can get before, sending the low cap stocks into price discovery. So that's kind of what we're seeing. And until tomorrow, we're likely going to see that chop and stuff like that, flow over into crypto.
Yeah, the VIX should be finishing up here in the next like session or two, I think. I do think that it's something to keep an eye on and that volatility has more than likely bottomed cyclically. But yeah, I mean, I think short term, you'll probably see the VIX pull back into like 12, 13 here over the next few days. I'd be surprised if we had a big spike on it into the end of the year, but I've been consistently saying we could see one in January or February. But that's really what I think is always going to be driving, any sell-off in equities. It's going to be a bit on volatility.
What are you cooking over there, Mux?
I'm just trying to show people how capital kind of flows back and forth. Like the orange line is Bitcoin, the blue line is altcoins, it's others. Okay. So basically going back to the beginning of Q4, you can see Bitcoin pulled ahead in late October and November with altcoins lagging. And then you can see that altcoins caught up very, very quickly once Bitcoin just kind of like reestablished value. So it marked up and then began to kind of chop. And then altcoins went on to, kick Bitcoin in the teeth. So just again, the same thing that we're seeing again here. Like Bitcoin's probably going to do this. That's going to move up like this. And then altcoins are going to do this. And then altcoins are going to beat Bitcoin again. So just trying to show how things kind of move back and forth. They bob and they weave. It's really, really clear,
But this doesn't go with the narrative that it's over.
I have a question for you, Jackus. What if, and I'm just saying, what if, hypothetically, it wasn't over and it was just about to begin?
No, it's definitely over.
Oh,
Especially like listen, didn't you tell us today on the VC that just a little bit more here, if this happens, and then it rolls over and then it's over, like these guys are saying, right? Like, imagine what if this moves here and then this moves here and then it's all over.
Yeah. I mean, it's over. I wish it wasn't, but it's over. It's probably best to just sell everything, and don't sell it like slowly. Just sell everything all at once. You know what I mean? Just to be sure. You know, you should panic sell.
And then we can finally move up. We know how the game works.
You will happily buy back higher. But you'll feel comfy. You'll feel good, right? Things will be green. You'll be like, I'm safe now. Let me buy.
Do you know what I had before happen to me? Like you know this, right? Everyone knows this. And sort of. And then you're like, all right, I'm like, I'm not gonna bait. I'm not gonna bait. And then they're like, the market makers prolong it and they prolong it, and then they make like the final drop, and you're like, I'm not gonna sell. And then you're like, fuck, I can't take it anymore. You press the button. The moment you press it, whoosh, to the moon.
God, that's so cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
He sold.
Bumpy. I'm very curious to see what they do coming out of FOMC. My gut and just natural reaction to an FOMC event is volatility rises because people are hedging. And then after, you see the hedges come off, and then the market will rip, maybe after some lower time frame shenanigans. But that's usually like what my expectation is into FOMC. So I'm wondering if it's really going to be that simple again, where we're just going to see things start to, I mean, maybe we see it front run, pal, because I feel like last time when we got the big rate cut in, was it October? It was September, I think. When we got the rate cut in September, it's almost like the market waited until the afternoon that Powell cut rates, and then altcoins just started going straight up in a straight line. That's what I remember. I want to say that was when some altcoins began their high time frame uptrends, was around that rate cut decision. So I'm very interested to see really how the next 24 hours go.
Tommy, what do you make of the VIX right here? Is this the rejection spot right here?
I think this is the rejection spot, but I do think that, it's something to keep an eye on in the first quarter. We probably will have some sort of meaningful move on it at some point.
Because my gut is telling me that this level will be studied right here for the VIX, which again fits my bias, so we're gonna go with it. But
it looks like what the VIX did in the end of May.
Fits perfectly though.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Are you talking about like?
I mean, I don't know if we're going to have the same thing that we did where Japan blew itself up, but I've been continuously saying you're probably going to see volatility flare up at some point in Q1 to a meaningful degree. I just don't know when it's going to be. And I also don't think it's going to be before 2025. I don't think it's going to be in December. I do feel that this will come down and reject, at the very least, return to, the lows that it was trading near a few weeks ago. Yeah. I'm not surprised that we're seeing this move higher, though, into FOMC. But I don't think it needs to, right? Because unless he says something the market's totally not anticipating, there's not really any reason for volatility to continue to rise.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to come down to like what happens in March. Like we know we're going to get a cut tomorrow, but are we going to start pricing in another cut later in Q1 or not? So We'll see. But I mean, this should be a VIX rejection spot, which again, of course, should be, if we want to look at SPX below.
I mean,
If we
generally,
are-
we just go.
No, you go.
All right. So we don't even need to like wait for some crazy cuts. Like we don't actually need rates to go to zero or anything. I think the easier conditions that have already been set, all that's kind of, and I think they still have the consensus to 3. I will have to watch again, but or something like that. I remember it was maybe changed, but generally, like all you need is that like the rate settle at like 4% and stay there, and the conditions aren't changing. What's tough to markets is when conditions change a lot, or like when there is a surprising event coming in, and that takes time because there is a big lag, right? And for the information to spread, for people to absorb it, to make the moves, to log into their exchanges and so forth. Talking about big institutions and so forth. So it's all that we need pretty much is now that the easier economical conditions have been priced in, and all we need is that they stay the same for like the next year. It's not even about cutting back to zero or anything.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm looking for something like this, honestly. Just no Japan liquidating itself and just grind it higher after FOMC,
Yeah.
I mean, who is left to liquidate themselves? China liquidated themselves in the past 3 years. Japan liquidated themselves in August. US liquidated themselves in 2022. Like it's done.
But it's over.
Now
It's done and it's over.
It's just crypto investors liquidating themselves.
Basically.
Rather than investing.
I like where the
leverage.
Truth be told, Louis,
Yeah.
crypto investor
I
is
like where-
still crypto investor is still more calm during minus 50% than TradFi investor during minus 10%.
That's true.
Yeah.
TradFi investors can't handle the
I do like
volatility.
where 2% down day is like heart attack.
Panic.
I like how. Oh, what's that?
It's over for Andy. Oh my gosh, it's red on the day. Dude, I was going off this morning on our Discord call about this. People seem to like on every red day, they just put their brain in a blender and they forget what they're trading and holding. I'm like, are you holding Andy because it's a funny yellow meme? No. Are you holding Andy because you like dogs? No. You're holding it because it's Pepe beta. The only chart that matters is Andy against Pepe, and this is the bull flag of bull flags. This is going to break up aggressively in Q1. Why would you, as a man, hold a meme because you like the meme? No, I like the meme. It's cool. I like dogs. I like the color yellow. I have Andy sitting over my shoulder here on a canvas, clearly. This is the only chart that matters. It's the only chart that matters, but it's red on the day. Ooh, I've been told that it's going to go lower. Okay, well, is Pepe going to go higher or lower than here this cycle? I think it's going to go a lot higher than here. Okay, so let's chart my meme against the meme that it's correlated to, and then make a decision whether we should be nervous. Look at this bull flag. Look at this compression. Just hold it and wait for this thing to break up. That's it. That's all you have to do. But no, it's never been this over before because it's red on a pre-FOMC day. Give me a break. Give me a break. It's half past shove. Guys, that's what time it is. It's a quarter to moon. That's it.
A quarter to moon.
Look at this compression. Look at the compression. Did I make this up? Am I telling you that the meme is the best meme? I don't care. It's all Forex pairs. Look at how this is trading against Pepe. So you're bullish Pepe, but somehow you've come up with this profound realization that Andy's bearish because it pulled back when Pepe's pulling back, but it's in a monster giant reaccumulation against Pepe, which it's tightly correlated to, which is the alpha. You guys give me tension headaches. You do. You give me tension headaches with your waffling, with your nervousness. Study this bull flag. Look at this. It's going to break up, and it's going to break up hard. Okay? This right here. This is the trade. At minimum. So, Max, what does this mean? All right, well, if Pepe goes up 3 or 4x from here, and this pair goes up 3x against whatever Pepe does, that's a 3 or 4x times a 3x. That's a 10 to a 12x for Andy USD, my friend. It's all you need to know. It's this chart. Ignore everything else. Just be like, oh, okay, I'm bullish Pepe. Then you don't even need to chart Andy USD. You just need Andy Pepe. That's it. It's a quarter to moon. That's what time it is.
What Max is telling you, just shut the fuck up and buy and hold.
I mean, I was trying to say it more politely, but you're not wrong. Yeah.
I know. I get you.
Jackus, can you say this for me? Can you say this comment? This is the math equation. This is the math equation to Valhalla. E equals MC Co-Jonas.
E equals MC Co-Jonas.
Co-Jones.
Co-Jones.
Oh my God.
What do you think about the dollar, the DXY?
I really haven't been charting it that much lately, I'll be honest.
I know we haven't looked at it. It looks ready to roll over. What are the odds the final rollover into next year comes after the FOMC rate cut decision?
Well, I mean, makes sense to me.
Yeah. I knew I liked you, Tommy.
Like I said, I haven't been quite as familiar with this chart. I'm just kind of waiting for I just know it's going to be rolling over because I am not expecting it to re-enter a aggressive uptrend anytime before lower prices.
And honestly, what people don't realize is alts and Bitcoin have been going up with the dollar going up as well. We haven't even really experienced a dollar going down, other than obviously middle of this year. So
it's like Andy hasn't experienced a bull market of ETH just yet.
Yeah.
Whenever ETH decides to break 4K. We've been saying it, but whenever you can go when you feel like it, ETH.
Yeah.
I think people will be questioning it the same when BTC was breaking higher. Like people really didn't believe it, and suddenly we're 30K higher in the next few days.
Yeah.
Grown men will weep. Crypto
tends to lock people out of trends pretty quickly. I mean, I'm not really in the camp that ETH's going to pull back much more aggressively than maybe 3850 or 3900. But if it does, then what do I know?
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I'm along for the ride. I'll say that. What other assets are we looking at right now, though, guys? Because there's a lot of disparity across the board when I'm looking. Like XRP is green. For some reason, Sol is green. After a much maligned period for Solana, it is outperforming other majors.
Sol ETH is bouncing off a major support. And it's funny. I literally was looking at tweets this morning saying Sol was cooked. Just a perfect time for it to bounce, right?
That's always how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, Sol looks good here. I don't know what all the waffling is about.
It's cooked, bro. It's over.
I mean, this looks really good to me.
Yeah, that with the confluence of Sol ETH. I don't
And
know what
for the
Sol
record,
BTC looks like.
For the record, I'm not a Sol hater. I just think it's going to underperform ETH for the rest of the cycle.
Yeah, I would still agree with that, but
You think so?
I do, yeah. I mean, I think that Sol will. The best time for Sol to outperform ETH will probably be in the next like 6 to 8 weeks. Other than that, I'm kind of expecting ETH to outperform it, but you know, TBD.
Oh, I saw that you said that Sol is going to outperform ETH.
No, I think that Sol has one more like very large high time frame leg loading, and I think that ETH is. I mean, it just makes sense to me based on where ETH is trading structurally versus where Sol is trading structurally. That ETH is going to outperform it through the end of the cycle.
Yeah,
but it makes sense to see a bounce here on Sol ETH. Like the vitriol towards Sol has definitely, at least reflected in the meme coins, has been very, very extreme over the last week. When did I say Sol was cooked yesterday? You guys are just making things up.
No, I said I saw tweets this morning with people saying Sol is cooked.
I know.
Yeah,
I've been making fun of people who have said the Sol USD top is in because I think that's nonsense, even though I do expect it to underperform.
Yeah.
What do you make up of the Sol BNB chart on me?
The SAM CZ index.
I mean, this chart doesn't look great. The Sol ETH chart. I mean, it looks a little heavy. I could see this.
Yep. Yeah.
Something like this.
What I think is going to happen.
I don't know what to make of this, Jackus.
Exactly. That's what I'm asking you.
I don't know what to make of this one. I mean, I kind of feel like they're going to perform about the same, so I don't have a huge bias on like Sol BNB.
This is a meat grinder, bro. This thing is.
That looks topped against BNB too.
I have no idea, man. I mean, there's a part of me that thinks we could come back down into this region at least.
Yeah.
But exactly. I mean, I don't know.
And there's a part in me who thinks like it could also go to 0.6.
Yes.
I would probably just focus on like the USD charts because the USD chart to me looks still better probably on the BNB one. And I think we saw hype coming in to Sol this cycle already. We haven't seen hype come into BNB just yet, and I would go probably with that.
I was looking at BNB into like maybe if we get a super gnarly extension, 3,000 for one BNB. That's kind of my expectation.
What do we think of the dog without the hat?
He lost his hat.
Isn't Bonk the dog without the hat? I would say Whiff looks a lot like Sol BNB.
It's hard to be bearish this chart. This is just BNB USD.
Exactly.
This feels pretty vertical accumulation-y to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Jeez, Whiff. They really did not like the dog with hat on Coinbase.
No one gets it, bro. It's such a niche CT thing. Like,
yeah, dog with hat.
I'm going to continue to say CT is way over allocated to WIF relative to bonk. No, I mean it's the whole classic case of, and you're seeing it. I think it was Jackus that pointed it out at the start of the show. Like everybody is just so focused on getting the highest beta that they can possibly find that I really think that people are ultimately fumbling coins before they've even moved, right? Like you're buying a beta to an alpha that hasn't even moved yet. For some of them, they're not even like actually beta. It's like I'm hoping that they'll be beta type of play, but obviously WIF is not that. But yeah, I don't know. I think bonk is going to outperform WIF.
Crypto literally is beta. Like your biggest altcoin, your biggest tokens by market cap size are literally beta. Like people just fail to realize that.
You're just buying gamma.
This is with bonk, Tommy. So
That looks good for my bags.
I mean, I could definitely see this level getting tagged if you're correct.
How many WIF profile pictures do you see on CT?
Dude, WIF's a cabal coin, bro. Like
it is. But like the mind share that it has on CT is, I feel like, so outsized, or rather like so outsized for when you compare who's going to be buying our meme coins, or at least who we think are going to be buying our meme coins, our exit liquidity, retail, Coinbase volumes speak for themselves. I don't know how WIF got listed on Robinhood before bonk, but normies clearly don't. Normies don't want to buy a dog with a hat at like a few dollars a coin. And if they do, I think they would rather buy it after they've bought a coin that has, an infinite number of zeros in front of it. Because I always say like beta becomes most attractive, or rather like the least attractive, based on its relative valuation to the alpha. So if it's perceived as cheap or expensive, like that's how it's going to trade.
Unironically, Tommy, we need the normie to think that they can put $300 into a meme coin and get out with 3 million.
Yeah.
If it goes to this dollar, if it goes to a penny or 10 cents, I'll be a gorillionaire. It's actually important. It sounds silly, but like the normie mind cannot fathom what market cap is. So
they don't even know what that is.
They have no idea what market cap is. They just want a gorillion tokens. That's what they want. That's all the normie wants, to be happy.
They want to feel rich. No, unit cost is so real. I know there's been so much cope about the unit cost of something like Hyperliquid. Like, how is this still going up when it doesn't have any zeros in it? I think somebody asked Wabi that question yesterday in our afternoon call.
What did they say?
Somebody was asking Wabi if he was concerned about the unit cost of a token that's at like $25, $26. It's just like people who are very conditioned to buying tokens with lots of zeros.
Yeah. It's like
dude, Kaspa is just the struggle bus, man. It is just
honestly,
I think, do you know what needs to happen on Kaspa chart? It just needs to liquidate in a single candle all of those lows, then absolutely buy back, then produce like 30-day slow grind back to the range lows, and then it can shoot up higher.
That looks like the Tia Head and Shoulders top that we had in like the middle of the year, right of the year last year. Yeah,
it does. Oh man!
In reality, what's going on Kaspa is that Binance has to accumulate it on spot from the market, and in order to do that, they list. Notice when they listed futures on Kaspa. Do you guys know?
It went down only, right?
Not down only.
I'll show you right here.
But they listed it right when it was in full euphoria, and since then it's been ranging. Yeah. Exactly. And so what they are doing is probably suppressing the price on futures, accumulating spot, and when they are ready, guess what? Close the futures. Let the spot run.
Yeah, if we get a sub 10-cent Kaspa, I'll shove.
I do not think we hit that demand that you have there.
Just a
That must be
deviation.
I don't think we.
front
I
running.
don't think that we will either. Simply because I think we're entering like a really bullish time in the market. But I mean, Jackus, you are correct. Like, you can see clearly what's going on right here. So I don't know. I think you could go back to range low though, for sure. Like, I don't think it would be out of the question at all to see like, 8 to 10 cents worst case, but I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's like, do we take out the Binance perps? Do we ignore this wick? Like, do you think we could take out this low? Hell yeah, I think we could.
Yeah.
Given that rejection,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's like nobody offered them, spot tokens. So they were like, all right, we will just cap this chart for you. You will think better next time.
Pay the mafia, or they'll
Pay
get their
the mafia.
allocation one way.
Burn your freaking business down.
We can keep you range bound longer than you can remain not sending us the tokens.
Dude, just pain here, man. Pain.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think you want to you take out these lows. You got like quadruple equal lows right here. Take those out, shove it, pray for the best,
Max really sniped the top on this too. Top G Tour.
Max bought, Max sold. Thanks for playing, kid.
It's all your fault, Max.
I mean, bro, I saw what was happening here. I was on an airplane when I cheated, man. I was looking at this right here, and Kaspa was lagging a little bit on the drop. So we got this set of data, man. We got I won't even show it exactly, but yeah, I don't like how that shows. Here, I'll pull up Bitcoin. I was sitting on an airplane and I was like, oh shit, man, I know exactly what's about to happen. And Kaspa was lagging. Bitcoin was starting to roll over. Like Bitcoin was already like coming down into here. And I was like, we're gonna fucking nuke. We're gonna fucking nuke. And Kaspa hadn't given out yet. Kaspa was still like, right up in here. And I was like, I'm good. Take me out. And I missed that whole drop. And I've been out since literally that top right there. I saw the divergence that was happening. This was enough for me, man. Was watching it was this divergence. Why can't I get my
I also remember that you had Kaspa versus XRP chart, Max.
I don't know why my trading views won't draw a trend line for me. Anyways, I saw Bitcoin putting in a lower low and Kaspa put in a higher high off of terrible economic.
Uh-oh. Max got rugged?
Oh, I thought that was me.
I
really thought that was me.
Me too. I was reloading.
It's almost always me. With the internet rugging, I truly thought it was
I got
me.
rugged, bro. What was it?
We were just joking. I thought it was me.
I can't hear you guys now. It's over.
Oh man.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Dude, I was talking about cheating and they rugged me.
Showed you.
I can't hear you guys now. It's cooked.
Oh no.
That's it.
Everybody pretend you're speaking, but just like lip sync.
I'll do that. I'll definitely do that.
Max, please comment on Pepe, please.
I don't think he can hear you, Louis.
I know.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you. Oh,
Shut it
man.
down. Shut it down.
Oh man.
It's more over than we thought. It's more over than we thought. Hello.
I think it's just his settings, or he's just insanely trolling us.
Dude, what
which
is
probably
going
the
on?
case.
Can you hear us now, Max? Oh.
Oh my god. Just
He's
cheat him.
rugging, no.
We're gonna have to cheat the boss.
I have one big question. How does first world country internet keep rugging like this for you guys?
Yeah, it's pretty screwed.
It's an American thing.
Yeah, like European mind cannot comprehend.
Louis, do you want to pull a me and steal the screen?
Yeah, you got to do it for me though.
I got to do it for. Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot you don't have admin.
I know it's BS.
What you looking at here?
What do you think about this ETH heat map?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
That is what I will say. The way they've been rejecting ETH at 4K, and the way that like I want to say it's I think the ETH I can't remember who is posting it. It's Zero Hedge, so already take with that what you will because it's a Zero Hedge post. Yeah, he was talking about like the sheer number of ETH shorts that have kind of been entering the market here recently. So can you hear us, Max?
I just started a hotspot on my phone. I think my Wi-Fi just crapped out. It's over.
Oh my god, you're green.
We can hear you now.
You guys hear me?
Max, are you with us? Max?
I don't know. You tell me.
Max,
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
I think we lost him again, guys.
No. Trying to run StreamYard from a hotspot, that's gotta be a tough one.
Yeah,
Can you guys
Well, I
hear
mean,
me
yeah.
or no?
yeah, we hear
No, we
you.
can hear you.
You're just super grainy,
Can you see me?
Yes.
No.
granularly.
Dude, I'm running it from a hotspot, man. My Wi-Fi just shit the bed.
Your video is a little behind the audio, but I can hear you and see you. So that's a good thing.
All right, let me try. You guys take over. Let me try to fix this. All right, you guys take over.
Look at us. We are the captains now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, ETH. I like the heat map. I like the look of it. I mean, maybe one more sweep of the lows, but locally, I mean, all of our liquidity is above us, so that's good. Obviously, there's been present sellers at the 4K level, right? That's just been super obvious. But you know, people are starting to give up. Longs aren't stepping in as much on perps, and hopefully after tomorrow we can get a nice spot buy push, and you know, this liquidity will act like a magnet for price, and price will ultimately drift back to the upside, and we get our ultimate breakout for ETH. So I do like the local heat map on ETH here. So that looks pretty promising.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Can
right.
you hear us?
Yeah, I think we're back in a big way, but I'm not sure
We're
yet.
so back. It was so over at the start of the show. It was so over just now, but once again, we are so back.
Dude, can a guy talk about cheating his Kaspa in peace? You know,
This is the problem I run into every afternoon call for no reason. I still don't know why it happens.
it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to just like get rugged like that. You're just
Jim
you
with
just
the
get
$20 mic check.
I don't know, man. It's not looking good. Well, it's looking good now, but
Jim's making donations for our Wi-Fi.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Mic check. I love that. It's always so nice having Jim Jenkins in the Discord in the morning, because I don't know, or in the afternoon rather, because I have had so many issues with my Wi-Fi, and I'm like, please tell me they can hear me. I can always count on the mic check sticker.
all right. Someone asked about Pepe. Let's talk about Pepe.
Bruv, I just made an update, Max, on it right now in BB Discord. I think, like, if we see a reclaim from here, I think this could have been a fake breakdown, and we potentially start sending on everything, especially with today's sentiment. Like the sentiment we had was a perfect bait. We just did a fake breakdown and a fake sweep of the low, and ETH is still fighting the 4K. Like, there is a good chance this was the perfect fake out. People sold because they are anticipating lower, and we do need to see the reclaim here. But I think there's a good chance we really start running from here, going into the tomorrow and so forth. FOMC.
Happy. So are you signaling that there is a JEET alert this morning, Jackus? Is this the JEET alert?
That couldn't possibly have happened. Not again.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, here's the deal. Like, Pepe is gonna rip whether you can see it or not. Not you, Jackus, but whether you out there can see it and believe in it or not. Pepe is going to absolutely rip. You won't believe how high it's going to go. You can choose to either be a Giga Chad and hold it and bid it, or you can be a JEET and you can sell and panic and be nervous. I would say, like, your worst case scenario on Pepe locally would probably be like, if this doesn't reclaim here, then I would think it's possible you could probably come down into like this region. Okay. But like, it just doesn't even matter to me at all. Like, if you want to talk, high time frame, like where I think we're at contextually, again, I continue to use Doge as the example of examples, because it's the only thing that can even come close. It's the only thing. And I think that we're somewhere just like right up in this region, right? You're just chopping right here. You're just waiting. And the next leg up is going to be big. It's going to be really, really big. So I don't know, just don't get shaken out. And I continue to point to this example too, like where Doge was, where altcoins were, where here, let's not even look at Bitcoin. Let's pull up ETH against Bitcoin, the ETH BTC pair. Okay. Doge didn't even really start to perform last cycle until, it was literally at this point, right? It was ETH BTC puts in its bottom, and then it goes on a rally here, and here I can I'll put the dates on here instead. So ETH BTC goes on a 140-day cooker, and at that same time, we saw Doge kind of break above its bear market range low and go on that, that same amount of time cooker. Okay. So when I look at where we're at right now, I'm just thinking to myself, there's a pretty good chance, in my opinion, that ETH BTC is either bottomed or very, very, very close. All right. So I look at this and I think we're about to go on a similar cooker. Like, give me a rally for ETH against Bitcoin that goes all the way through Q1. 140 days takes you to the first week of April. We know that Doge didn't really start performing until ETH BTC was trending. So, you know, give me that, you know, it's the same thing. Like, give me the cooker, you know, give me this, give me the, you know, the 3 or 4 month cook, and then I'm good, you know, from right here. So, I mean, this is like the Pepe update. Like, here's your Pepe update. You know, like don't get shaken out before we start trending. Like, we know that meme coins have performed the best when ETH is kicking Bitcoin's butt. That hasn't happened yet. It's about to happen starting real soon, at the latest, you know, beginning of January. You know, and I think a lot of people are going to get shaken out here, you know, when they're sitting on a bag that can change their lives, and they're nervous and they're listening to the wrong people because they don't understand the conditions in which really trigger, you know, a manic bid. And, you know, I think that you're about to see the conditions really perk up. And I know that people will say to me, well, Max, Doge was like $1 billion market cap over here, and Pepe is, you know, 9 or 10 billion. And to them, I say, yeah, you know, 10 billion ain't what it used to be. You know, conditions have changed over 3 or 4 years, and I'm not concerned about the market cap at all. I think we're about to see some pretty crazy valuations. The only thing I'm concerned about is conditions in which to be long or short. And the conditions to be short Ethereum and ETH beta have persisted for years now. ETH BTC has been down only. So if in previous cycles we have data to suggest that the meat of your return for your premier beta, being Doge last cycle and something like SHIB, happen when ETH is rallying against Bitcoin, and we haven't seen that yet, then why would you think that Pepe is topped? I can't rationalize that at all. If I had seen ETH rally against Bitcoin for, like, you know, the past 3 or 4 months, and Pepe was looking like this, then I'd be going risk off. I'd be full stack jeeting my bags, and I'd be going on Twitter telling you about it. But I'm sitting here telling you we've accomplished 10 billion in market cap in not optimal conditions. That's the truth. And by the way, Doge is not even ETH beta. Doge is beta to the crypto asset class. Pepe is one of a kind in the sense that it is truly Ethereum beta. There's not a single ticker out there, a large cap, that stands to benefit more from ETH rallying against Bitcoin than Pepe, especially considering where it's positioned right now. I couldn't be more bullish on Pepe. Oh, well, Max, you're already up 30x on it. You haven't sold yet? Brother, I've been adding.
They tell me to take profit. I tell them take a chance.
Dude, literally, study God, believe in something. I'm like, man, like, you sell when you're up 30x. I double and triple down when I'm up 30x. We're not the same. You don't understand. You wouldn't get it. Okay. You wouldn't get it. And it's the same thing for Andy and Wolf. Oh, well, you know, Andy looks top tier. It put in a distributive local top on the 4-hour time frame. Save it, bucko. I don't want to hear it. We're going much higher. I don't want to entertain your goofy little scenario, your little schematic that you think somehow we're going lower. Look at this shit. Are you kidding me? Gets me worked up, man. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, boss. I'm done explaining it to you. Hold it or don't. Wealth versus poverty. You can decide for yourself. I'm sick and tired of this, man. We're going higher. ETH is going to rally against Bitcoin. ETH is going to Valhalla. Pepe is going to change your life. And if you can't see it at this point, then I can't help you. I've been screaming it since the bear market. I've doubled, tripled, quadrupled down. I found beta upon beta. We're out here making a ton of money, and you're asking me if we're going to go down? Has ETH rallied against Bitcoin, bucko? Nah, bucko, it hasn't. And yeah, I'm going to keep calling you bucko until you understand. I'm trying to drill this home for you, but you can't see it.
Bucko?
It's buck zero. He's got $0.
Yeah, it's bucko, man. The point of bucko is to just kind of to tiptoe across the line of being demeaning. Yeah. I want somebody to really I want it to sting a little bit when I call you bucko. I want you to hear me call you bucko and go, I never want to be called bucko again, but I appreciate being called bucko. That's the point of bucko. It's just demeaning enough to get the point across. It's like an exclamation point. All right. It's like putting something in all caps. Okay. Listen, Bucko, if you can't see the vision here, if you can't see the play here, then I can't help you. I was screaming at there's a video on this YouTube channel when Pepe was at 350 to 500 million market cap. It has less than 500 views on it. And I was sitting there alone. Nobody gave a damn about what BB was or was trying to do. Nobody cared about me or Tommy, any of us. People probably cared about Jack because he had a big following already. But nobody cared about what we were doing. Nobody wanted to watch my video. I said Pepe's gonna be the why didn't I buy it bag of this cycle. Bucko, if you can't see it, then I can't help you, Bucko. Every single day I wake up and I show you charts. Every single day I wake up, I show you the prophecy about to be fulfilled, and you say, Max, I'm nervous. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my money. Is Pepe going down? And to you, I say, Bucko, time to grow some cajones. Okay? I'm done.
Grown man.
We're about to go on a super cooker. That's all I can say.
Wrap it.
Grown men come in here to get insulted and called Bucko.
We're going to bully our following into generational wealth.
Dude, someone has to do it, man. Here's the thing. Everyone likes to like hedge their opinions. There's no hedging. I've bet my reputation and my net worth on this coming true. And it has done nothing but come true, and it will continue to come true. I see it as clear as day. I see the crystal ball in front of me. Pepe's about to go on a super cooker, and I'm here calling you Bucko. And you might be thinking, you know what? He's calling me Bucko. I'm not doing it to you. I'm calling you Bucko for you. Okay? It's to help you, not to insult you, Bucko.
I love it.
Bucko.
Man, I'm gonna have to look at the Comp Fund to see if that just got launched.
Yeah.
If somebody launches Bucko, you owe me at least 6.9% of the supply.
Classic white people slander.
Dude, you know what the craziest part about people cheating now is, like, cheating anything? I'm like, brother, it is December 17th. You really are going to incur a tax liability with less than 2 weeks of 2024 when we're going to be so much higher in 2025? I'm like, it takes a special kind of Bucko to do that. Like, at least wait till January 1st. Really? You think we're going to be that much lower in 10 days, 13 days? That you're willing to pay a whole bunch in taxes come April or October if you file an extension just because you're nervous and don't have cajones. That warrants you being called Bucko. All right? It is what it is.
Man, oh man.
Super cooker.
That rant was a super cooker.
Sometimes you just have to do it, man. I just can't.
No, it's funny because I'm usually pretty like, I don't know, nothing really bothers me, but I've just been getting aggravated lately. It's just I feel aggravated. It's just like it's aggravating. But we're trying to help. We really are. Like,
unlike a certain person, we're here to help.
Yeah.
Like calling you Bucko.
Like calling you Bucko. Max, what's Andy gonna do? Max, why is Andy pulling back? Max, oh my gosh, it looks like Andy's pulling back, Max. Oh. Dude. You're a Bucko. That's the problem, is you're a Bucko. You can't see it. And that's fine. You won't be along for the ride because you're a Bucko. But you can come back and grow some cajones whenever you'd like. All right. Here's the chart. It's the same chart as Pepe. So Pepe's about to go on a super cooker. What do you think Andy's going to do? And I already showed you the Andy Pepe chart. How many times can I show you guys? I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, Grandpa. How many times do I need to repeat myself? But it's pulling back. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my money. Good. Be afraid. Good. Be afraid. I have a lot more riding on this from a monetary perspective and a reputational perspective than you do. Be afraid. And figure it out at the same time.
It's only money.
Dude, I'm just like, you're gonna miss the super cooker because you're afraid. Dude, ETH hasn't even rallied against Bitcoin. Like, I hate the conversation of like, are we gonna like end the cycle early? Like, what? I'm here to help.
Because Bucko.
Jay dare to help.
I'm done, man. I'm done speaking. If I speak, I'm in trouble.
Max dare to help.
I prefer not to speak. If I speak,
Max here to call you Bucko. Bucko is honestly would piss me off. Someone called me Bucko. That's like buddy. When people call me buddy,
it's just demeaning enough to like light a fire in someone, but it's
Yeah.
not enough to start swinging, you know?
Yeah.
like buddy,
kinda like-
pal, Bucko. That's the type
buddy.
of
Buddy's the
thing
one
you
for me.
use to like amicably resolve a situation. If somebody's like hitting on your wife, for example, you just like, "What's up, buddy?"
Yeah, what's going on here, buddy?
It's like when she calls you a friend. Bucko.
They'll never learn,
Oh
man.
my god.
I come here every day. They'll never learn, man. They'll never
You know what I
learn.
love about these shows is that it's like every day is so different, so random in a way too. Like you never know where the flow is going to go that day. Well, in what mood are we or people, or like it's unique every single day, hence why it's so good to be here.
Yeah.
That means there's opportunity in the market.
Means there's buckos in the market. That's what it means.
Lots of
Lots of buckos.
Market is filled with them.
Zero sum game.
It's not filled with cheats. It's filled with buckos. Tommy, take us out. We're done. Let's go. Wrap it up.
All right, buckos. I hope that you all enjoyed the show.
Use code Bucko for 69.
The name of tomorrow's show, BGG Bucko.
Well, we're gonna hear from Chief Bucko tomorrow and Jerome Powell. So I'm sure tomorrow's show will be interesting too. Regardless, guys, we hope that you enjoyed the stream today. I felt like it had a little bit of everything, to be quite frank. But before we can officially wrap up, guys, we're going to run through a few things. For starters, if you are looking for your go-to tool for this cycle, I cannot recommend enough the BB Terminal, guys. Whether or not you are a lower time frame derivatives trader like myself, using the active section of the BB Terminal, whether or not you are a long-term focused crypto investor looking for analysis and tools to be able to consistently make educated decisions, we have the tool for you. And soon, as a degen, if you are looking for your go-to tool for meme coins, on-chain, and everything in between, we will have the go-to tool for you as well. But take advantage of these prices while they are here, because as we have repeatedly stated, as the market rises, so did the cost of our products. The BB Terminal will likely never be as cheap as it is right now. And we were nice enough to package it together with our Discord, guys. That is your go-to source of alpha for this cycle, should you choose. But yeah, you can get both of these at discounted prices. And for the Discord specifically, guys, you get the whole team for 4 or 5 hours on calls every single day. We provide alpha, we provide our positioning, and of course, everything in between. We have a great time in the Discord. If you're looking for not just alpha, but a community to be a part of, we have a really amazing community, a great group of guys in there for you as well. So take advantage of these prices while you still can. Obviously, we do not have our holiday special going any longer. But shout out to all of you who took advantage of that. Of course, guys, we also have the BB Academy. There is never a time where it is the wrong time, right, to be honing your educational base or reaching trading level mastery, especially when we are potentially going into, a period of a very drastic price appreciation. So make sure to take advantage of that as well. You get to learn from the entire BB team, how we trade, how we analyze, and ultimately how we approach markets. And maybe the last few months have been very difficult for you, right? After all, picking winners in crypto is very difficult, as is managing the occasional downside risks that this market poses. Well, we have a solution for you as well. If you are interested in having the team potentially manage money for you guys, we have an SEC registered hedge fund, BB Wealth Management. We focus on digital assets in a way that looks to capture their asymmetric history for upside returns while balancing the downside risk posed in any financial market. So becoming an accredited investor LP is something that interests you guys. We have that linked in the description below, as well as everything that I've already talked about here over the last 2 or 3 minutes. So definitely make sure to check that out and take advantage of those prices while they still last, guys. Because I mean, we're going to continue to stress, like, we are going up a lot very, very soon. I do believe this market will soon study verticality, and we will be talking about that again on tomorrow's episode of Market Check, I'm sure. Especially ahead of Powell. Make sure to tune in. Our typical start time is around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be back, as we always are, Monday through Friday, whenever the New York Stock Exchange is open. But of course, make sure to tune in as well for Wabi's show, Market Talk. I was speaking on there yesterday. We had a great time just talking about hashtag my bags. But no, Wabi does an awesome job with that show. We had Kushan yesterday, some other great speakers, always has an exceptional dialogue going on in that spaces. So make sure to stay following Wabi, as well as our Because Bitcoin X account, so you can be notified not just when we go live, but also when we schedule those spaces ahead of time. But we appreciate you guys, as always, for being here, hitting the like button. Until we see you tomorrow, guys, thank you again, as always, and stay safe.